Hey everybody, welcome back. From your car to the park to the pool, we are making sure that your pets stay safe in this summer heat. Today we have Richard and Vicki Horowitz of Barkbusters here to talk about the hot weather hazards dog owners should be mindful of. And it's not even just the heat. First, good morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Our pleasure.
Our pleasure. You know, you have the heat, and that's just really number one. There's a whole lot of elements that you get into when you have the summer months with pets.
Right.
What are some of the top issues?
Well, the most important thing is the heat in the car.
Yes.
All right, dogs don't sweat. They pant. They need cool water, things like that. But if you leave them in a hot car, within a matter of minutes, they could suffer brain or organ damage.
Right. They're breathing in that hot air in the car. They're not getting the appropriate air quality that they really need.
Along the same lines as if you're traveling, because a lot of people travel over the summer, keep your dog tethered in the car, because if you stop to get out for a break and you want to let your dog out, make sure they're on leash, because if they're off leash, they can get disoriented and all of a sudden they run off and you can't find them.
What are the signs that a dog might be getting overheated? Because I know a lot of neighbors are waiting until the perfect temperature in the evening or the morning, but it is still warm. So I know that I'm always monitoring my dog's conditions. What are the signs that it is still too hot?
Heavy panting.
Okay.
If you see excessive, like their heart rate seems to be going very fast.
Okay.
If they're sluggish and they're not really moving around very well.
Okay.
I mean, it's very important that when people go for walks that they carry a water bottle with them. They have lots of those special little inflatable bowls that people have that you can just give your dog a little water just to make sure you maintain his hydration. That's very important.
Also, we wear sneakers or sandals. Our dogs don't have that protection on their feet. So touch the ground, make sure it's not too hot, because you might be walking your dog and they're reluctant because the ground is so warm.
And their paws are burning.
And don't forget about sunscreen.
Yes, I just learned about this this year.
So fair-haired dogs who have lighter skin, pigmentation, where they don't have dark pigmentation, but like pink noses and things, those are dogs that are more prone to sunburn, skin cancer. So you want to investigate having appropriate ointments to put on your dogs. By talking to your vets, you can get that information.
Great advice. And what about swimming as well?
Swimming is fine. Just make sure your dog knows how to get in and out of the pool. So practice with them. Make sure they know where the steers are, so if they ever fell in, they know to swim towards the steers. If you take them swimming in a pond or lake, rinse them off afterwards, because they can get mites in their ears.
And very important is not all dogs like to swim. You know, people think, oh, I'm just going to throw my dog in the pool and he'll adjust. If your dog does not want to go in the pool, then you keep him away from the pool, because you want to make sure that it's not a traumatic experience.
And thunderstorms. We have
yes.
Okay, this time of year we get more thunderstorms. Thank you, Gil. But anyway, just don't coddle your dog if they don't like thunderstorms, because coddling them just feeds into the behavior and makes them more anxious. Let them go den themselves in a spot where they feel comfortable.
Yeah, the best thing to do is to provide them a place they can go to den themselves. If you know a thunderstorm is coming, they actually know before us. They can sense the barometric pressure dropping. So if you know something's coming, you hear that it's going to be a severe storm, you can close windows, shades, put soft music on, anything to dull the noise and the bright lights that might cause a reaction.
They are so smart.
Yes.
They know
They
when
really
things
are.
are coming.
Yes.
Richard and Vicki Horowitz with Barkbusters, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great advice. We covered a lot of great points.
Yes.
Really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.